Hey there. As a mom, did you realize that it's time for you to take care of yourself? Did you know that there are definitely times as a mom that we just forget who we are and where we are and what we're doing? And did you realize that it is time for you to take some time for yourself, for self-care, because this is Self-Care September? Did you know that you don't have to feel guilty about taking time for yourself? Did you know that self-care is not selfish? That's the big thing we want to know, is that self-care is not a selfish thing. It's actually a good thing. Definitely. And that's the thing, because the problem is that when we don't take time to self-care, to take care of ourselves, we get run down, we get tired, we get grumpy, as moms especially. We become the tired, worn out self. We become the impatient self, or maybe the frustrated or angry self. And is that truly the self of who you are? Is that who you really are inside? I don't think so. The thing is, and the problem is that when we don't take care of ourselves, all of these negative qualities tend to show up instead of the good qualities and the natural born qualities that we have within inside ourselves. And that's what I'm here today to talk to you about. So I'm Reverend Lisa. I'm a spiritual life coach, and I'm here to share with you about Self-Care September. The idea is that we want to connect to that inner dazzle, which is what the show is called. And the idea is connecting to that inner self, that innermost part of yourself that's full of love and peace and harmony and knows how to be productive and taking care of yourself, taking care of your kids, taking care of your family in a balanced and a healthy, successful, authentic life. That is your inner dazzle. And I'm here today to help you connect with that part of yourself. So yes, that is what I'm here to do. So hello. Hi out there. Good to see you guys. Thank you for joining me today. Glad to have you here. This September, we are doing self-care, and it's such an important thing, and I think it just gets overlooked. So I have done a little research, a little study, and I have some tips for you that I'd like to share with you. First of all, I have a quote that I want to read. To be a good parent, you need to take care of yourself so that you can have physical and emotional energy to take care of your family. And that's by Michelle Obama. Well said, well written. It's a simple point, but it's definitely something that we need to hear more of, right? Yes, self-care is not self-indulgence. It is self-preservation. And I said that the last couple of weeks, and I'll definitely keep saying it again because I think it's such an important quality and an important message for you guys to remember. So what is your favorite self-care practice? Do you have any? If you have them, write them over here in the chat. I'd love to hear from you and find out a little bit more about what moms do. What do we do out there to take care of ourselves? And even if you're not a mom, you might be a mom to a fur baby or, or kids or parents or family, anything like that. Moms come in many forms. So definitely, I think most of us are moms because we always love and take care of others. And that's part of what we do here. So yes. So in my experience, as I just kind of took time to think about this topic today, I started thinking about, okay, well, what are some ways that I am doing self-care and what are some ways that I'm not? Well, interestingly enough, the timing of this month's theme, the self-care theme, was really prevalent to me because I have definitely not been taking good care of myself in the way that I want to. And I have found myself becoming worn out, becoming tired, becoming grumpy and irritated and frustrated. And the challenge with that, and not only is it made me feel like crap, it's, it rubs off and it affects my family, my daughter. And I just thought about it the other day, and it just made me really sad because I realized that I was being a little on the grumpy side, and, it ends up kind of coming out on her, and I don't want to take that out on her when I'm feeling down or sad or upset or depressed or irritated about things that are going on for me. It's not fair to do that and take that out on our family or our friends, which a lot of times that's what ends up happening because we are just kind of in our stuff. And then they might say something or do something and it just, boom, we just snap and react. And it's definitely not a good quality that I like to admit. But the reality is that that's part of life, part of who we are, and it's a part of our spiritual growth, is to learn more and more about who we are and who lives deep inside of us, and how do we reconnect to that inner dazzle, that innermost part of yourself that knows how to be connected and knows how to self-care. We all have it. We all have that quality and that lives within inside of us. So yeah, second quote that I have for you is, an empty tank can get you nowhere. Take time to refuel. It's just such an important thing, Yeah, let's see. I was thinking I put it in here. Don't know where it went, but anyway. So yeah, that's definitely something that I want you to think about. An empty tank can get you nowhere, right? It's a simple thing again, and it's just something we need to be aware of. So we want to take time to refuel for sure. So I had an article that came up, and I wanted to just share a quick little thing with you about that. So Jane Burton, she is the author of The Self-Care Solution. It is a modern mother's must-have guide. And I will write that up in here over in the little chat box. She goes on to say, she says, the moment that you become a mother and commit to caring for your child or your fur baby or whatever kind of mom you are, you must set an intention for yourself. I will honor and respect myself by regularly taking care of my needs. This will make me happier and better able to care for my family. So I want you to repeat that with me. I will honor and respect myself by regularly taking care of my needs. And on that note, side note, so what are our needs? I mean, it's not just necessarily eating and sleeping. Our needs are a lot more than that. There's a lot of times when we need to have a break. We need to have some time to ourselves. We need to be able to relax and unwind. We need to, connect to our inner self, because, that's part of what I like to talk about is connecting to that inner dazzle, that innermost part of ourselves that keeps us connected and keeps us grounded and helps us remember the truth of who we are. So that's such an important thing. So again, as you honor and respect yourself by taking care of your needs, this will make you a happier and better able to care for your family. And then, of course, the second thing I thought of when I was reading that article was, oh my gosh. So the thing is when we have kids, especially, we are the role models. We are the role models for our kids. So, oh my gosh, what are we doing? What are we doing? What are you doing? Think about it. I have to just take a step back and say, okay, let's just take a minute. Am I setting a good role? Being a good role model? Am I setting a good example for my daughter, Abigail? Am I setting a good example for her to see that I am loving and kind to myself, and I do give myself time to have my own space, my own time? Do I take time to self-care? Again, that's just such an important thing. And kids watch us, right? They watch everything we do. They watch and know everything that's going on, whether we're aware of it or not. So it's such a crucial and important thing for us to make sure that we're taking time to be consciously aware of the things that we do and the things that we say, because our children are watching us. They watch everything that we do. So we want to be mindful. That's another thing that I teach in my Mindful Moms group, which is on my Facebook page. I'm going to tell you about that in a minute. So yeah, you want to be mindful because we are the role models for our children. And it's really important for them to see that we do have self-care, that we do take time for ourselves, that we are loving and compassionate to ourselves, not only to them, because what happens, I'll find for me for sure, is that I'm a lot more loving and unconditionally loving and kind and compassionate to my daughter, because she's my world. She's my everything. And I think as moms, for sure, that our children are our world. And then we just kind of get set aside. And then it's like, oh my gosh, before you know it, you look back and you go, okay, once you're down in the dumps, it's like, now it's time to regroup and recreate, regenerate the self. Definitely, for sure. So, and then again, in this book, The Self-Care Solution, Jane says, you know, as moms, we have an enormous responsibility and opportunity to set a great example for our children of how to be kind to ourselves and in turn, how to be kind to others. As the saying goes, we can't pour from an empty cup. So true. I love that. So, yes. So then the next thing is, well, how do we start? Sorry, I think I'm going to sneeze, but I don't know. I think it's going to sneeze. So yeah, the next step is, okay, well, now that I'm aware of this and know that that's what's going on, I got to sneeze. It's coming. Oh, maybe I can blow my nose and leave. Okay. Sorry, I'm coming right back. My goodness. Pardon me. That was really not so good. Okay, so self-care. I had to go blow my nose. Okay, so what do we do? How do we start? And this, this all applies moms, dads. I got to think about it. And it's like, oh my gosh, well, dads fit this thing too, moms and dads, because we all end up running and doing so much. So how do we start our self-care? Our to-do list. So a lot of times we have a to-do list, right? Do any of you make a to-do list? Yeah, definitely. So a lot of us make a to-do list. So the thing is we want to do, we're going to put ourselves at the top of the to-do list, right at the top. Put yourself up there. You're going to schedule something in for yourself, even if it's 10 minutes a day. 10 minutes. It's a small amount. Doesn't take that long of a time. 10 minutes. Oftentimes it can be maybe before your kids get out of bed. A lot of times, so what I'll do before my daughter wakes up, before I wake her up, is I do take time, 5-10 minutes, to do a short meditation in the morning, because I feel like that's definitely a grounding and a wonderful way to ground myself and bring myself into that space. So how do you do it? Is there any way that you particularly like to do your self-care in the mornings? Let me know if you do. Let me know in the chat. So 5-10 minutes is all you need. Put it at the top of your to-do list, and you will definitely set that intention. And I think that's a big part of it, is that when we create that intention by starting with the self-care for ourselves, top of our to-do list, 5 to 10 minutes in the morning, it does make a difference, and it will actually happen, versus just saying or thinking in your mind, well, yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to figure out some time for myself. No, that's not it. You have to write it down. Write it down. I'm telling you, it works. Writing it down is huge. So I want you to write that down. Definitely a good idea. So the thing about that is when you write it down, it does actually make it come true. So it does work. Okay, so 10 minutes a day. I want you to start out with a little mini meditation. One of the things that I want to suggest that I use, it's wonderful, on my phone, there is just look at your phone, Insight Timer. Insight Timer. I'm going to write it in the little chat right here real quick. And it is a free app, and you can use this free app, and it is so fantastic. You just go in there. It's a free meditation app. Go in there, go to the meditations, and then click on the meditations, and then click on whatever topic you want to use. There's like happiness, peace, anxiety, sleep. There's meditations for kids, all kinds of wonderful, wonderful, simple meditations. And then you go in there, and then you can select how much time you have. A lot of times I do a 5 or a 10-minute one. Boom, sets my day, starts my day, and it keeps track of it for you. So it's nice, because you kind of feel like you get brownie points because you are taking time to meditate, and it's good for you. So I think that's where a good place to start. So definitely give that a try. So I have a tips list that I'm going to share with you as soon as I show you this video, and then we're going to go into a couple of tips, and then I'm going to send you on your way. Okay, everybody, I want you to listen to this video, right? It's a couple minutes. Oh, let me see if I can get it. Let me see if it'll come up. Come on, video. I want you to start.
The truth is, you don't have anything to give that you don't have. So you have to keep your own self full. That's your job. You know, one of my daughters is here today from Oprah Winfrey Leadership Academy. Stand up today so
You can
everybody
see
can
this.
see
Can
you.
you hear it? I think you can hear it.
You're going to end your first year soon. Oh my God, it's first year. I say to my girls all of the time that your real work is to figure out where your power base is and to work on the alignment of your
Just listen up.
personality,
It's
your
Oprah.
gifts that you have to give with the real reason why you're here. That's the number one thing you have to do, is to work on yourself and to fill yourself up and keep your cup full. Keep yourself full. Now, I used to be afraid of that. I used to be afraid, particularly from people who say, oh, she's so full of herself. She's so full of herself. And now I embrace it. I consider it a compliment that I am full of myself, because you only when you're full, I'm overflowing, my cup runneth over. I have so much to offer and so much to give. And I am not afraid of honoring myself. You know, it's miraculous when you think about it. First of all, for me, my father and mother never married. They had sex one time underneath an oak tree because she was wearing a poodle skirt in 1953. And my dad, to this day, says, I want to know what's under that skirt. That's what I want to know. He wanted to know what was under the skirt. They didn't really have a relationship. She wanted one, but, you know, he went under the skirt and then that was it. And one time under the oak tree, bam, Renaissance.
Woman is born. It happened there.
That's why I know my life is bigger than that. My life has to be bigger, as yours is, bigger than a poodle skirt. It's much bigger. The design, the reason why I'm here is much bigger than, oh, I think I want to see what's under that. So the ability to take care of that, to honor yourself and that which is greater than yourself, that which was the reason for your being here. That there's no selflessness in that, because only through that do you have the ability to offer yourself, your whole self, your full expression of who you are to the rest of the world.
So many of us wear that as our badge. You know, those of you
Oops. Okay, here we go. We're back. Let's see. Okay. I gotta find you guys. I know you're here somewhere. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Okay. So to continue on, I thought that little video was such a great little clip about self-care. Definitely Oprah always says such great stuff. Okay. So the things about self-care, I have a few tips for you, and then we're going to wind down. So the 3 tips I have for you today are, number 1, get your body moving. Definitely a big one. And this can be challenging, and it's sometimes challenging for me, but get your body moving. That's definitely key. You know, find time. A lot of times what I do, I definitely make sure that that's the first thing that I do in the morning when I get up, and I do my couple-minute meditation, get my daughter off to school, and then take time to walk. I just do like a 30-minute walk, and it's great. It gets your blood moving and get your oxygen going. I always feel so much better when I take time to do that. And I mark that on my calendar. So we do Monday, Wednesday, Friday is the mornings that I walk, and it definitely makes a big difference in my life. So number 2 would be, what else do we have? So we have put your healthcare on the calendar. That's such a big thing and an important thing. And that's something, again, that a lot of times as moms or dads, we put that stuff off. We're like, oh, well, I'm going to go to the doctor later. I got to make sure my kids are getting to the doctor and my pets getting to the doctor for their well checks and all that stuff. But like one of the things that I've been wanting to get done is just do a blood panel and just kind of see how how my blood is, how my body's doing, how my hormones are doing, all that kind of stuff. I think it's definitely important. And I am putting that on the calendar, I promise you. So I definitely want you to do the same thing. If there's any doctor appointments, any type of things that you need to take care of, get it on the calendar. Let's schedule it. Let's take care of ourselves. And the third one is sleep. Make sleep a priority. That's such an important thing. Oh my gosh. As you all know, when we get sleep, we feel better. It's just a simple concept. And I think that that's something that you need to think about. And I know for a lot of people, I have a lot of my friends, they say their challenge is getting to sleep. A lot of times getting to sleep is really challenging. Well, again, this Insight Timer that I mentioned to you, go on that app. It's wonderful. I've used it for me, for my daughter, when we had a hard time falling asleep, or she did. Just go in there, go into the meditations, and they have sleep ones that'll help you go to sleep. Beautiful, wonderful sounds, like the sounds of nature. Some of them are guided meditations where somebody leads you into a peaceful sleep. And it works. I'm telling you, it really does work. Of course, there's a lot of other methods, but definitely want you to give that a try. Give that a try because sleep is so crucial and important. And I feel like 8 to 9 hours for sure for me is when I am at my best. So I invite you to do the same thing. And my daughter and I always do that at night. And she's really good about reminding me. She's like, okay, Mom, it's 10 o'clock. We're going to bed. We're shutting everything off, turning everything off, all the electronics, and hitting the sack because it's such an important thing. So yes, that is so crucial to you. So I also have some more tips for you. And I want you to, you're welcome to go on over to my Facebook page. Go to my Facebook page and connect with me, Spiritual Resource, facebook.com, Spiritual Resource. It is my InnerDazzle LLC page, and that I have lots of resources on there for self-care. And I also have this article where this came from today. The article is on there. There's 6 tips on there. So go to my Facebook page and friend me, and you can get that information right on there. And there's also a Mindful Moms group that you can join as well. And I also list some wonderful resources there. So you can join us for that. It's just super fantastic. Another thing you can do is go to my InnerDazzle, my YouTube page, YouTube InnerDazzle LLC. And you subscribe there. And I have all kinds of wonderful things. These 30-minute videos are on there with lots of wonderful spiritual practices. I also have 1-minute pause videos, which are super fantastic. It's a great way to take it down a notch during the day if you need just a moment to pause. So there's lots of 1-minute pause videos. Those I also post on my Facebook page, so you can find those there. So check into InnerDazzle LLC, go into YouTube and subscribe to that today, and you will get more videos. It's super great. It's a great way to connect. You can also connect with me on lisa@InnerDazzle.com if you had any questions, or you were looking for someone to work with and just need a little extra support. I'm here for you. So know that you can connect with me in that way as well. lisa@InnerDazzle.com. And of course, we're here at New Thought Media Network, which is the where I'm broadcasting live from. So this page is absolutely incredible. You can go to ntmedia.org and click donate if you feel so inspired by the show today. Also go to NT Media on Facebook. Go to that on the Facebook page, and there's tons of resources. There's all kinds of beautiful shows and programs on there. It's a beautiful ministry that I'm involved with, and we do lots of New Thought media, New Thought programs. So there's lots of, there's meditation programs, there's music, there's some amazing musicians that are on there. There are Sunday services that are available. There's lots of morning prayers and morning inspiration that come through. I'm also on the prayer team. So we do prayers every day at 8:15 a.m., 8:15 p.m. Mountain Pacific time, Mountain Standard Time. So you can join us for that as well. So there's lots of wonderful resources and other things that you can get on there. It definitely can help boost your self-esteem, help you with your self-care. There's lots of great ideas in there for how to work with your self-care and really embrace and embody that part of what you're doing to better yourself, right? Because we're all here on a spiritual mission, and it's to learn and grow spiritually so that we can be connected to that inner dazzle, that innermost part of yourself. Yes. So you can also, if you're so inspired, you can donate on my personal ministry is on my as Venmo and it's just Rev Lisa 1. You can certainly go there and donate there. I so appreciate it for my personal ministry. It really supports me, and I'm so grateful for it. So let's see. I think that is about it for today. I'm so grateful that you are here with me today, and I hope that you found those tips helpful. Just know for sure that our time together is truly a celebration of your personal empowerment, and that's what I'm here to do, is to support you in that. So thank you for being with me today, and I will look forward to seeing you all very soon. Join us for next week. We're going to have a little more tips on self-care and just kind of close up September, and we'll just kind of go from there. So thank you for joining me, and we'll see you soon. Bye.